dope or nope. Let's check out Stephon Castle and Ron Holland's outfit from last night's draft. This is just how Timmy Legler showed up this morning, but I told him he had to change.
That's it. Thank God you gave me that text. I ran back to the hotel real quick. I switched up. This is dope, man. I think he looks great.
Hey, CJ, what do you think about this?
I think it's fire, and you can tell there's a huge difference in the way these guys are dressing now compared to 10 years ago. The NIL deals are kicking in. These guys are coming into the league with money.
Let's talk about 10 years ago. Let's talk about 2013, 10th overall pick, CJ McCollum. The hair is different. You went with a Timmy Legs gray suit.
Yeah, I was a babyface assassin at this point. You know, you see me against the grain with the East Snow, low, even all the way around, pencil mustache. Big watch from Jason in Beverly Hills. I ended up taking that watch back the next morning because I couldn't afford it.
Hey, well, it's a little bit different now. If you play the way now that you played at Lehigh, your NIL money would pay for your watch. All right, here we go. Now, let's go Legler for three, something he did great in his career. All right, Leg, start with one, the Lakers.
Are they one star away from being a contender? That's what I'm thinking about. And I say yes, but listen, that's a vague term, star. So I need to know who we're talking about and what bill they fit, because there's a lot of teams in this league that you could say that about. Hey, one star and they're ready to go. Yeah, that's probably true about the Lakers as well. But look, even with LeBron and AD, I still think there's margins around the rest of their roster to get them in a position next year to be very relevant in the West.
The Heat extended Bam Adebayo yesterday. Should they trade Jimmy Butler this summer?
I'd strongly consider it if you can get back a young all-star caliber player to pair with Bam Adebayo. Look, Jimmy Butler has missed 92 games in the last 4 years. We know that the regular season doesn't seem to be all that important to him. And then last year, he even missed the postseason with injuries. And Pat Riley had some issues with him as well with social media stuff when he wasn't playing. It just seems like right now, maybe it's time to go in a different direction.
Is KD's best chance to win another title in Phoenix?
Yeah, I think it is. And I just think there's got to be more continuity there. They didn't have a lot of it last year. Injuries played a part in it. They put this thing together. I also thought they did them a great disservice by not putting a natural point guard with that team. You had three natural scorers and taking turns running the offense. Nobody to set the table for those guys. So I think Kevin Durant, it'd be a bad look to end up on a fifth team. I think Kevin Durant can stay there, and I think Phoenix's best days as a group with these three guys are going to come this season.
I mean, speaking of KD, he was big news all yesterday, and here's what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
I am reporting here.
Uh-oh.
Pay no attention to what Phoenix is saying. They want out of Kevin Durant right now. That's number one.
Wait, say that one more time.
They want to
Pay
trade
no
Durant.
attention
Yep.
to what Phoenix is saying. They want out of Kevin Durant right now.
Wow.
Those are big words out on Kevin Durant. Here's what owner Matt Ishbia had to say when he took to social media. NBA draft night is the best. Everyone talking about the drama and storylines. Some are right and some are just wrong. My turn. Phoenix loves Kevin Durant and Kevin Durant loves Phoenix. And we are competing for a championship this year because we have the team to do it. Gotta love the draft night. Go Suns. Legs, should the Suns truly be thinking of trading Kevin Durant this summer?
I wouldn't do it for the reasons I stated. I just don't think we gave this enough time a year ago. Kevin Durant is still one of the elite scorers in this league. And when you have Kevin Durant on your team, if you've got the right pieces around him, you're still going to have a chance to be competitive. I know their season didn't end the way they wanted it to, getting swept in the playoffs by a young, hungry Minnesota team. But I think if you run it back and you can improve some of the other areas of your team, your wing defenders, I said get a playmaker on the floor with these guys to make the game a little bit easier so they don't have such a burden handling the basketball and scoring. I think the Phoenix Suns need an opportunity to see what it looks like if they can all stay healthy and get some rhythm under their belt earlier in the year rather than trying to find it at the end of the season in a loaded Western Conference. So I do not think they should move on from Kevin Durant.
CJ, what's the best plan for Phoenix?
I think the best plan is to go through this season with a new coach, with a new offense, obviously getting Kevin Durant more involved, getting Booker more involved, hoping for more health from the big three, and then figuring out from there what's really capable and what the ceiling is. They got 49 wins last year. We played against them a few times when they were healthy and at full strength, and they looked like a completely different team. But they never really found the rhythm because of injuries, because of rotational issues. And to be honest, I think with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, you have a puncher's chance. Now it's about surrounding them with the right pieces. You talked about length and athleticism on the wing. You talked about a playmaker. They got another defender in this draft, and I think from an arms race standpoint, you can't give up on Kevin Durant. You can't entertain the idea of trading him until you've gone through a full season of playing with the big three and can really, truly evaluate this properly. But there's no way I'm trading a guy that averages 28, 7, and 6 on 50, 40, 90. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, CJ's talking about what happens on the court, but we know a lot of this business isn't done there. What would a trade look like for Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I mean, here's a player that's got 2 years left on his contract. When you're looking at $51 million this year, it's about stacking the money. It's about getting with 125%, and that's a team giving up $44 million in salary. It's hard, Ryan, with these new rules here as far as the inability to take back more money. What team wants to gut their roster? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that it's more likely that Kevin Durant signs an extension this offseason than Kevin Durant is traded this offseason.
Okay, Legs, let's say that extension is signed. The last time we saw this team, Anthony Edwards was mopping up the floor with them.
Right.
What can they do to compete this year?
I think they've got to get more athletic on the wings defensively. I think it starts there. They've also got to get more consistent with their three-point shooting. He brought in Grayson Allen a year ago, who was very good for them in the regular season, but he didn't shoot the ball particularly well down the close of the season, and there weren't enough guys around him. You need multiple shooters on the floor, so you can't just stay home with one particular guy, because that's what Grayson Allen saw later in the year. Just face a guard mentality, no help responsibility, stay home with him, and you could see his three-point attempts came way down as the season went on. If you have two guys on the floor, it's much harder to do that. So add some shooting, add some athletic wings on the perimeter, and basically I just described what almost every team in the league needs.
The big three. How long inside that locker room can you be patient to watch this thing come to fruition before it's time to make a move?
I think you have to be as patient as necessary. Understanding that you just brought in a new coach. You've had some injuries throughout the year. You've had some guys complaining about how they were utilized, or at least that's what the media said. You get Kevin Durant out the corner. You put him in more actions. You use your best players in actions where you have Devin Booker handling the ball, Kevin Durant as a screener, Bradley Beal on the weak side as a tag roller. For those that don't know what a tag roller is, that's basically the guy who's responsible for shaping up out of the corner. When you start to utilize your best players in the actions consistently, especially down the stretch of games, then you're able to win clutch games. And I think that's the difference in last year to this year is they got a new coach, they got new juice, they seem to have trust, and there's a sense of urgency. Like Bobby said before, Kevin Durant has 2 years left on his deal. Obviously, at some point, he's going to look to sign an extension. And in the event that things don't go well this upcoming season, that's when you have to reevaluate things. But I think it's way, way too early to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Here's the thing, like this doesn't happen in the NFL, right? These great players don't bounce around to teams, aren't involved in trade talks. If he does leave Phoenix, that'll be Kevin Durant's 15th. Yep. And we're talking about a guy who's one of the greatest scorers of all time.